Hi. After OnTAP recent release, I think it was important to come back on NetApp innovation. With Matt, we decided to name that Beernnovation because, as you know, that at NetApp we are using beer names to name our product. So please, Matt, can you come back on the early ages at NetApp?
Yes, I think, back to when I first got aware of NetApp technologies, I think it was NAS and snapshots. We were the first company to actually launch a network attached storage product, a product that defined a whole category of storage. And snapshots, that granular data protection, which again hadn't really been seen before. Those two things for me really attracted me to NetApp in those early days.
And I think if we continue the story with OnTAP 6, we were the first one with unified SAN and NAS, which was quite unique, and still today, that's amazing. From one single port, you can access any type of data. So that's really cool. And by that time, I think we were all the first to have SATA as well, just for primary and for backup, native data protection, embedded data protection. I think we are still unique in there, running many snapshots on SATA drives, really make them really efficient. That's really cool, and still have that today. Interesting.
And then the 7 series came along, and the 7 series I think was defined by efficiency as far as I'm concerned. We added deduplication, primary and secondary deduplication to the boxes. We added thin provisioning to the boxes. That for me was a real period where it was about how do we start to help people get more out of the money they're spending, more out of the drives that they're investing in, and really drive efficiency into the technologies.
And then we start having a new consumption model, right? And we had to provide our customers with the OnTAP 8 series. Where do you need your data from? Is that in the cloud, near the cloud, in your data center? So we had this cloud integration into OnTAP, very interesting. And then we jump into a trend, perhaps a bit later, but I think we are really rock solid on Flash, EFF. Number 1 in EMEA, right?
Yep.
Number 2 in the world. So 1 year just to jump from nowhere to this position, what an innovation. Let's use that as much as we can. But I think it's not finished. We are far away from what we can do now.
Absolutely, but we've got momentum, which I think is absolutely key. And now we're really driving that momentum further. With OnTAP 9, again, this idea of OnTAP Anywhere, delivering it with our hardware, delivering it as software only to run on white box commodity hardware, or delivering it as a capability in the cloud, currently with Amazon, and options for the future. So I think all of that's great, and it continues that momentum. And then there was 15 terabyte SSD drives, which seems kind of innocuous, but actually we're the first, and that's a pretty significant capacity. And what I think it's also showing is some pretty significant architectural limitations with some of those built from the ground up flash vendors who are now starting to struggle to be able to adapt at the pace of change that we're starting to see. But I think overriding all of it, it's been 20 plus years of Beernnovation, which I think is wonderful for us, but overriding everything right now, it's all about simplicity. Cheers.
Cheers.